Imagine a showdown between two legendary chess minds, one destined to be a world champion. The 1963-64 US Championship game between Robert Eugene Byrne and Bobby Fischer is a battle that shaped chess history. Here's a move-by-move analysis of this fascinating encounter. Pawn to d4. Byrne begins with the standard opening move, aiming for control of the center. Knight to f6. Fischer develops his knight, aiming to control the e4 square and preparing to fianchetto his bishop. Pawn to c4. Byrne strengthens his central control, signaling his intention to play a queen's gambit type of structure. Pawn to g6. Fischer prepares to fianchetto his bishop, a common choice for a hypermodern setup, aiming to control the center indirectly. Pawn to g3. Byrne prepares to fianchetto his bishop. Pawn to c6. Fischer solidifies his pawn structure and prepares to complete development. Bishop to g2. Byrne fianchetto his bishop. Pawn to d5. Fischer responds symmetrically, establishing central pawn tension. Byrne's pawn takes on d5. Fischer also takes on d5. Byrne moves his knight to c3. Bishop to g7. Fischer fianchettos his bishop, aligning it with the long diagonal. Pawn to e3. Byrne prepares to develop his other knight and solidifies the pawn structure. Fischer castles, completing his king's safety while maintaining flexibility in his pawn structure. Knight to e2. Byrne develops his knight to a more passive square, preparing to place it on a better square later. Knight to c6. Fischer develops his knight, reinforcing control of the central squares and increasing the pressure on d5. Byrne castles and completes his kingside development. Pawn to b6. Fischer begins preparing the potential move of his bishop to a6, targeting white's pawn structure. Pawn b3. Byrne prevents the possibility of Fischer's bishop moving to a6. Bishop to a6. Fischer places his bishop on the long diagonal, pressuring white's queenside bishop to a3. Byrne retreats his bishop, making way for other pieces and avoiding immediate threats. Rook to e8. Fischer places his rook on an open file, preparing for central and kingside operations, queen to d2. Byrne connects his rooks and prepares to support the center pawn to e5. Fischer strikes at the center, sacrificing some pawn, structure, integrity, in exchange for more active piece play. Pawn takes on e5. Byrne captures, allowing black a central breakthrough. Knight takes on e5. Fischer places his knight in an advanced central position, enhancing his piece activity. Rook to d1. Byrne attempts to add pressure, but Fischer's piece activity begins to shine through. Knight to d3. Fischer's knight jumps into an even more aggressive position, threatening white's queen and increasing control over key squares. Queen to c2. Byrne retreats his queen to avoid any immediate threats posed by Fischer's powerful knight. Knight takes f2. Fischer sacrifices his knight, a brilliant decision that opens up white's kingside and prepares for a devastating attack. King takes f2. Byrne captures the knight, but this opens up the position and exposes his king. Knight to g4 check. Fischer's knight jumps to g4, forcing Byrne's king to move again and bringing the game closer to a tactical conclusion. King to g1. Byrne moves his king to safety, but the position is rapidly deteriorating for him. Knight takes e3. Fischer's knight captures on e3, gaining a crucial material advantage while continuing the assault on Byrne's exposed king. Queen to d2. Byrne tries to defend with the queen, but Fischer's attack is now overwhelming. Knight takes g2. Fischer sacrifices another piece, but this dazzling move leaves Byrne with no defense. King takes g2. Byrne captures the knight, but it only exposes him further to Fischer's attack. Pawn to d4. Fischer pushes forward with the pawn, gaining more space and putting immense pressure on Byrne's position. Knight takes d4. Byrne tries to relieve some pressure by capturing the advanced pawn. Bishop to b7, check. Fischer delivers a check with his bishop, tightening the scarf around Byrne's king. King to f1. Byrne moves his king to avoid immediate checkmate. Black queen to d7. Fischer moves his queen to the d-file, setting up for a final attack and securing the win. White resigns, unable to escape the oncoming mate, and facing overwhelming material loss, Byrne resigns. and Fischer claims victory. In this game, Fischer's dynamic piece activity and precise tactical blows overwhelmed Byrne, leading to a brilliant combination and resignation in just 42 moves. The game stands as an example of Fischer's exceptional understanding of imbalances and tactical opportunities.